Then they decide to make me a totem pole and they start running circles around and tying me up. So I took those straps, I put my boys in the shopping cart. There wasn't anything in my shopping cart by then. And I put them in the shopping cart and I took those whatever latch things that went from my wrist to their wrist. And I put those in the garbage can and walked out of the store. Oh, it was a mess.
That is embarrassing.
They broke free.
Amy. That's funny. Well, I was telling this story to I'll share one that was, I mean, really like publicly embarrassing too. So thankfully, because of Juice Plus, I was a stay-at-home mom and I used to volunteer at the school and I was even on the PTA. So I knew, I mean, a lot of people, homeroom mom. And Kaylee in first grade, because you know how they got to practice writing, practicing stuff. And they have the bulletin boards outside of the classrooms. And the teachers, whenever they do a writing project, would put those out there. So they did this project on I wish, and the kids had to write 3 sentences on I wish something. And I quite honestly don't remember. I was so mortified by the third wish that my daughter had written. I don't remember the other 2. I have it saved. But she, you know, she wrote whatever. I wish I had a pony. I wish I had something. And the third one said, I wish my family could pay their bills. And I went, oh, I went and I saw this on the bulletin board and I was like, what in the world does everybody think? I was just mortified. And it's funny now, it was not funny then.
You know what that reminds me of? I don't know if anybody here is old enough to remember Art Linkletter.
Oh, yeah.
Kids say the darndest things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, what a show that was.
Yes.
He would just have the little kids there and they would just start talking and he would just ask benign questions. And there was one, I'll never forget this one to this day. And I was a little girl. They were looking at a family photo album. And the mom said, and this is Nana, this is Grandpa. He says, is that you, Mom? He says, yes. Well, where's Daddy? She says, there's Daddy right next to me. And then he says, well, who's that bald-headed, pot-bellied man that lives there with us now? Right on television.
Oh my gosh.
Art Linkletter, kids say the darndest things.
They need to come back with that show, something wholesome and funny like that.
Yes, right.
I am loving all these stories, ladies. I'm just sitting here smiling.
Oh my God.
Be able to scream into the group. I don't know if Zoom has changed something because my permissions to do that, I don't even have the option. So
Are you having a problem, Michelle? Right?
it doesn't even have the option to do it. And I did it.
telling you.
So,
We're gonna all have to get on a Zoom and try and like figure this out because it's frustrating me.
Are we going to record?
We are recording.
ready to
Oh, no.
we recorded some of the stories, ladies.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's all good. So we're gonna get started. Let me introduce myself. I am Michelle Fletcher. I'm standing in my kitchen, an awkward position because I had my laptop in one hand I plan to use, but I'm using my phone because I want you guys to see what I am gonna show you today. But we wanted to do this event for all of you guys. We're all moms on here. I'm a mom of two. They're 11 and 13. And I mean, every stage comes with its own like fun and then challenges. It's just amazing to be a mom. So for all of you out there that are moms, we commend you and we wish you a very happy Mother's Day. I feel like Mother's Day is every day, right? But we wanted to share with you some of the like life hacks that we have and ways that we can just incorporate more self-care, which I hear this word all the time now and I love it. Self-care into what we do every day.
Michelle, I'm going to interrupt real quick. Do you want to mute everybody and then just unmute yourself so we don't have all that background noise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh gosh, I hope I can do that. If
Perhaps we can just ask everyone to please mute yourself. Look for the microphone. Thank you.
I can do it. Hold on.
There we go. Everybody seems to be muted.
Mute.
Please mute yourself, everyone. Thank you.
All right, I think, hopefully I got everyone. It got quiet. So yes, you got to see me up close and personal. So we're gonna share some really good self-care tips. And I am gonna start it off because I think a lot of our self-care comes in the kitchen, right? And we're always looking for ways. Oh, everyone's messaging me. We're always looking for ways to incorporate like some healthy ways to get some decadent treats into our diet. And I said, I'm going to take this one because I always love to be snacking on something good. And then when it's good for me, it's like a bonus. So I'm going to share with you 3 things. And the first one is I love making these protein bites. Okay. I'm going to show you how they look. These little protein bites. And I'm going to tell you what's in it. And they taste so good. It's like hard to eat just one. You can't eat just one. So what is it? It's peanut butter. So hopefully no one here has a peanut allergy, but even if you do, you know, there's the substitutes. If you have a peanut allergy, you're probably eating sunflower butter, right? So a nut, any kind of nut butter or non-nut butter, then a little bit of honey, and we can share this recipe if you want to learn more. A little bit of honey, then these organic koala. So instead of Rice Krispies, which a lot of those, you know, cereals that are on the shelf are sprayed with all kind of pesticides and all kinds of stuff, you want to go for like the organic brands. This one is organic. Find it in Publix. I don't know what state you're in, but you can find it in Publix if you're down here in Florida, and it's chocolate. And then my secret ingredient, which I really love, is this this chocolate vegan powder. It comes in chocolate and vanilla. Sometimes I switch in between which one I use, but it gives this its rich chocolatey taste along with all the other ingredients. And the amazing thing about this is I use this as a smoothie too. I use it in all kind of ways, but it's like low glycemic, which diabetes runs in my family. So I'm always like trying to be a little bit more cautious about the things I'm ingesting. It's non-GMO, it's all vegan. So it's all plants in here. So even though I feel like I'm having this decadent treat, it's actually like really good for me. And so if you want to know more about this, get back to the person who invited you on here. And actually, I actually added some hemp hearts in here. I forgot about that. I added some hemp hearts in there. So you can add little things, but it's a healthy decadent treat. Put them in the freezer. And when you take them out, they're like cold and crunchy and just so delicious. So that's my first thing I wanted to share with you guys. The next is I also use the same protein powder. It's so versatile to make popsicles. So I made these a little earlier. I made a shake. I added like frozen berries. I added a little bit of greens. Then I added this protein powder, a little bit of peanut butter, some almond milk. Then I put them in my popsicle thing. Guess what? They're not fully frozen because I did this like 2.5 hours ago. But you know how kids are always just like having a good time eating their popsicles? Like, I know us as moms would really love to be eating a yummy popsicle too, right? I know sometimes I'm looking at my kids like, so this is like my way to get that, but it's a non-guilty pleasure. So this is super yummy. Have the kids not touch your stash. They can eat their own stash, right? Or you can make their own stash on the side because they eat it faster than me. But I make sure I have something like in the freezer ready to go if I'm looking for something a little decadent, and that's still good for me. Okay, and then the last trick up my sleeve is trail mix. Now I'm always in my car with like nuts and, you know, all kinds of things. I like banana chips or craisins. So I like to make trail mixes. And so I can make a trail mix. And here you can see, I put cashews in here. I put banana chips. And then I have another secret weapon, which is my kids' gummies, which is a fruit and vegetable concentrate gummies, but they taste like candy, right? So instead of having like chocolate chips, there are fruit and vegetables, 20 fruits and vegetables in here. And it's things like apple, cranberry, mango, lemon peel, all this good stuff. This is like their whole food supplements that they eat, but they're so good for you. You can snack on them all day. And so I throw them in my trail mix because it gives it a nice sweet kick and it tastes like candy. To me, it tastes like candy. And so that is how I incorporate just eating some healthy snacks that are good for me. I'm still taking care of myself in the meantime, but I'm actually like feeling like satisfied with something decadent. So with that, I'm so glad I got to share that with you guys. I'm going to turn it over to Karen, who's going to be sharing her tips with us.
Yay. Well, now I'm hungry after watching Michelle with all of that. I was ready to just pause my picture and go get something to eat. All right. So everybody has priorities, right? And I think we as women, a lot of what we put a priority on, and unfortunately, men see themselves differently, but women, we're always comparing ourselves to other women. We want to look good. We spend hundreds of dollars on things to put on our face, right? I mean, I have friends selling stuff and it's hundreds of dollars and it might work really great, but I'm too cheap sometimes to spend that money. And I like my stuff all natural. I don't want a ton of chemicals in there. I actually did a post today on Facebook about how your skin is the largest organ, and it soaks in stuff. So whatever you put on it, it's almost like you're drinking it, right? It ends up in your bloodstream. So you have to be really careful. You have to look at the ingredients, not just of what you're eating, but what you're putting on your skin. So, and that post was all about sunscreen. You have to be super careful with sunscreen. But one of the things that I just, I want my skin to look good. I don't, I'm trying to avoid the wrinkles and I'm trying to slow down the aging. And we have a doctor in our community, Dr. Mitra Ray, who's a biochemist, and she looks like she's 30. I'm not sure how old she is, but she looks amazing. And she wrote a whole beauty book. And I bought the book. I can't even tell you that I've read, I probably read 10 pages of the whole book, but I got it for the facial because I thought if she looks like that, I want to look like that. So the facial was super simple. And guys, it's stuff you can get on Amazon at the grocery store. And probably the whole thing is, I don't know, a couple of bucks by the time you do it. You can buy the whole thing for probably 20 bucks, like it's crazy. And I do it not all the time, probably once a week. But after I started doing this, I've actually had people say, "Oh my gosh, your skin looks great. What are you using? What are you using?" And they're shocked when I tell them. So I'm going to share with you, and I can also forward this to anybody in the group, the recipe. I have the recipe all written out. But you can get this on Vitacost, you can get this on Amazon, you can get it at Publix, you can get it anywhere. It's just Avalon Organics, and it is a cleansing gel. It's a vitamin C. So one of the first things she tells you is she wants you to cleanse your skin really well with vitamin C. And then you're going to leave that on. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to exfoliate. And she gives a couple of different options. You can exfoliate with like rice bran, which is kind of hard to find sometimes. You can grind up some lentils. So I ground up some lentils, and that's what I have here. And the ground up lentils are good for people that maybe are acne prone. They have adult acne, or maybe if you even have a teenager, this would be good. And that is going to help with that. And you're going to leave it on for a little bit. I use, because I'm not having any acne, thankfully, the oatmeal. So I grind up oatmeal as a softer exfoliation. But one of my secrets is, and I know Michelle already spoke about the gummies, the fruit, vegetable, and berry gummies, this is the fruit, vegetable, and berry powder. So not only is fruits and vegetables good for you when you eat it for your skin. I had to write some of this down because I'm not an esthetician, guys, right? Proper circulation keeps your skin healthy, delivers oxygen and nutrients to your skin. Blood flow to your skin, as well as the circulation and everything else, starts to decrease with age, right? We look back at pictures. How many of you guys, when you were like 20 and then you're 30 and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I look terrible in that picture. Well, now that I'm 52, I'm wishing I looked like I was 30 again in that picture. I can tell you that. That was my mom's best thing. She says, always take a picture of yourself because in 10 years, you're going to wish you looked like that. So anyway, why not, if it's so good for us to eat and your skin soaks it in, why not put it in your facial as well, right? So I would put this with water and I will rub it on like a mask and I'll leave it on for a little while. And then I wash it off. And then one of the other things that we just started using, our community just started using, I don't even know who figured it out, but it was genius, is our omegas. So our omegas are amazing to eat. They're omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. I only thought there was a healthy omega-3, right? Because you hear all about the bad 6 and 9s and stuff like that. And it wasn't until I learned that ours was going to be plant-based, and it's nutrition from the plants and the buckthorn berry and raspberry seed oil and pomegranate seeds. And it's just so good. And so I was taking and eating it, which was great. And then somebody said, oh my gosh, I use it as a moisturizer. So I use it as a moisturizer. I don't do it every day. So if you guys have, and let me back up and say that if some of you guys aren't on Juice Plus, right, you're not taking Juice Plus, you can do this facial without the Juice Plus in there, right? You can do everything, you just don't have the powders in there. And you can use a moisturizer. So some of the other, this book was written several years ago, she recommends grapeseed oil or jojoba oil as a moisturizer. So that's what I was using for a long time until the omegas came out. And I literally just pop this. I actually usually pop it with my teeth. I don't even use a pin. I pop it with my teeth and then I just put it on my hands and I rub it in. And you want to do this. I actually did mine this morning because I was going to be at home for a while. But you don't want to do it late at night. You don't want to do this like right before you go to bed because that orange is going to get all over your pillow and it's going to get all over the place. It needs time to soak in. But the great stuff about this, the great stuff about the, news about the omega is you want this to soak in. Like this is nutrition from, omega 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So this isn't just sitting on your skin like some of those moisturizers. It's awesome. So that's it. I do have that recipe I can pass along. If anybody else, is interested, just let me know. And I am super excited. Super excited. Is it Nalani that's next? Are you next, Nalani?
I don't know.
I think so.
Well, Karen, someone is asking for the name of the book. Was that Do You Have the Guts to Be Beautiful?
Do You Have the Guts to Be Beautiful? Yep, by Dr. Mitra Ray. And I don't know, they used to sell it at our Juice Plus conference. I have it. I don't know if you can still get it anywhere. I'm not sure.
Well, all righty. Thank you. Well, ladies, so here we are. In times of stress, what do? We're going to massage. We are going to have a gentle time to just chill, right? Take a deep breath. And just let it out. So one of the things you want to do, and I purposefully didn't get all made up so I can touch my face and not be concerned. All righty, so one of the things you want to do is you want to relieve the tension. And you know what? I'm going to give you a minute to get something. If you have a spray bottle with a little water in it. I have a little rose water with glycerin that I spray every now and then. It's really a nice refresher. But if you just have a little spray bottle with water, or if you just have a little teeny cup with some water that you can dip your fingers in, I'm going to give you a minute to go get that. So I'm going to tell you just a few things to run and get really quickly, okay? Something to moisturize with, and something like water, some kind of water. And I have a little coconut oil here, what's left of it. This is what I use to remove my makeup with, by the way. And this is a really good quality olive oil that's mixed with a very good almond oil. But olive oil will do. And so you can have that and get ready for your massage. I purposefully didn't wear sleeves, and also I can help you with that. So while you're doing that, I will take my earrings off. Now, usually when you go to get a massage, of course, you don't have jewelry. And when I used to give massages, I didn't do jewelry either. Take off all the rings, take off all the jewelry, and that way they won't get in the way, okay? And of course, I am taking up time just so that you can run and go get a couple of things, okay? Now, for those of you who do not have, if you do not have any oil or anything, that's just fine, because we are going to do a oil-less massage. We're going to start with that as I'm fiddling with this thing upside down, so that doesn't work. Okay, let's do it the right way, right? Okay, so the tension that we have, a lot of times, of course, is kept in the head, in the neck, in the shoulders, right? So what we're going to do in this short time together is we're just going to do a little self-massage, okay? So if your hands are clean, if they're not, just take some of that water and clean your hands so that you can put them right on your face and not be so concerned, right? So we're going to start, believe it or not, we're going to start right at the chin. And we're not going to do a facial massage. We're just going to do head, neck, and shoulders. But we're really going to focus on the arms for a few minutes, okay? But just to get started. So just take your thumb, put it here, and your pointer finger, and just press gently, okay? Now remember, there's no oil or anything, so you're not going to drag your skin. You're just going to press and press and press. While you're giving yourself a massage, please, this is the most important part of the massage. Breathe deeply, slowly, and exhale longer than you inhale. So let's just breathe. Go all the way up, and then pull your ears, just pull gently. And don't pull hard, but just let the weight of your arms pull down and inhale. Release them a little bit as you inhale, and as you exhale, pull again. Bring your hands up a little bit, inhale, and pull just gently. Now pull them to the back a little bit and up a little bit. You're holding in the middle of your ear, up and back and down. Doesn't that feel good? Come on, moms, you need this, you deserve this. And roll them around. Oh, we could spend all day with that, but that's all we're going to do for that. Now, a lot of tension is in the head. And sometimes before getting into the shower, because I have a mane, okay, so sometimes before getting in the shower, if you have short hair, this is really great. You can pull your fingers here and just grab a bunch of hair, hold your head way down, and just gently pull and relax. Now, if you have long hair, you just grab it, the whole thing, and pull. And it's good to do that if you're standing upside down, let the blood go up to your head and pull. And then, of course, you can always massage here. Moving right along, we're going to take our thumb and we're going to put it on the side here and go up to the neck. So here's where you may want to, I always like using a little bit of something, even if it's water, to help open the pores if you have something healthy that's good, like those omegas that Karen spoke about. Now, this time I think I'm just going to use a little coconut oil, okay? And take the thumb and just go up to behind the ears and really press on the skull. Now, why am I saying to press on the skull? Every muscle has an attachment, has a beginning and insertion, one on two ends. It's inserting on one end and it begins on another end. So you don't just want to do the belly of the muscle. You want to go all the way up to the scalp because that's really where a lot of that tension is. So now take those thumbs, hold your fist, and you might want to put a little oil on there or a little lotion. Take your thumb at the base, and boy, we didn't even talk about these muscles here, okay? But we're going to start here and just slide them up into the scalp, right on the skull. Let's do that again. Inhale. And this is probably all the time that we're going to have to do, but I did want to show you one other thing. So that's one thing you can do. Take your time with it. Give yourself a holiday, a 5-minute holiday, right? And do some breathing and breathe into that because mom, you deserve it. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you is something that we all could use because we're at the computers a lot these days. So what we want to do is make sure you put something on the skin just to soften it a little bit, make it a little bit easier to manipulate. Okay, this is olive oil. Okay, so now there is a muscle. There is a muscle right between the elbow that goes down, from the elbow all the way down to the edge of to the phalange of the finger, the end of the finger, right? If you would take your finger right here, take your fingers and press here, watch what happens to my middle finger.
Can you go a little higher,
I
Nalani?
can't see where you're pushing.
Okay, so see my elbow here? Okay, right here on the outside, right almost in the belly, not on the elbow, but right here. If you press it, if you pull it across, watch what happens to my finger. You feel that? Yeah, it should be very kind of intense because there's a lot of stress there. So you want to gently just wring it nicely. If you have lotion or something on it, give it a nice wring. And then go from the elbow down to the wrist and into the hand. Do the same thing on the other side, right here. You're just going to press into that muscle and then just wring it out a little bit. Wring it out and go all the way up to the hand. Now, just take your hand and go from the shoulder all the way to your fingers. That's all. Just pull it out and do the same thing on the other side. And of course, you're going to take your time and give each muscle its due. But for our time's sake, we're going to stop there. Now, one other thing. Stretch your fingers out and make a fist. And press your fingers, press your hands down, and then straighten your arms out. Does that feel intense? It should, because right there is a lot of tension. So what we're going to do is take your fingers, take your hand rather, and close your fingers on your wrist, like so, right? Just grab a hold, and then make a fist. And as you pull down with one hand, bring your fist down, like so. Now, this is done sometimes when you don't have oil, it's more effective because you can really grab a hold. You can grab a hold like that, and it won't slide. Okay, so now one other thing, and I think our time is up. Okay, so take your hands, put them behind your ears, feeling right on the scalp, and then come all the way down and right to the shoulder muscles right here at the top of the shoulder. And it should feel like a little lump. Can you see me? Okay, so now what you want to do is just pinch it. Now that of course our hands are all nice and slippery, that's not going to be the same as if it were not. So there's a way to massage with no lotion at all, with no lubricant. And sometimes you can stretch the muscle better. But here's the last one we're going to do. Take your hands, fingers, and cup the back of your neck, like so, right? Hold your head up and squeeze your neck and inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze, 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 and put your chin down as you exhale. Inhale, squeeze, exhale. And one more time, and that's the last. Inhale, squeeze, and exhale. Inhale, put the shoulders up. And as we exhale, we're going to drop them like so. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale. And I think that's all we have time for. If you have a ball, this can be one of the best things you can do for your back. And perhaps at another time, we'll show you how to massage on the wall with the ball.
Oh my gosh. We need to do an hour-long Zoom with that.
That was,
Okay,
I love that.
well, next time we won't use lubricant, so I can show you how to do it without a lubricant. It's
Oh,
very.
that was awesome, Nalani.
Hour and a half be okay too. I don't mind. Anything she does, I can do it. Whatever you want to do, Lanani.
I feel so much more relaxed. Oh my gosh, seriously. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much. And our final speaker tonight is going to be Nicole. And Nicole's going to be sharing also a therapeutic way of gardening. So Nicole, over to you.
Thank you. Yes, so I'm going to talk about our tower garden. The tower gardens come in both the outdoor or the indoor version. I have both. I have them out by my pool, and then I have the one behind me here. So this one is my indoor garden, and I use it more for lettuces and herbs. And one of the things that I like to do is I call it my spa water. When I worked in the hotel industry years ago, the high-end hotels, when you walk in, they have this like really nice big pitcher of fancy water, and it's got lemons and all kinds of things floating in it. And so I started doing this when I had an overabundance of basil. And I just did it just because I figured, oh, it's nice to have infused water. That will be tasty. I didn't realize how much health benefits basil has. The reason that I started using it, I had read that it pulls heavy metals out of your body. So I started using it because of that. And then I just recently looked up, and it actually has really good benefits for your brain health, for cognitive function. I mean, the list was endless. So I keep this in the fridge. I have fresh lemons, and then I take my basil from the tower and fill it up with fresh water and drink that throughout the day. It's really good for you. And then I also have lemon balm growing on the tower garden, and you can make tea with that. So I sometimes just, cut a few sprigs. I don't even put it in a tea ball or anything. I just put it right in the water, boil it for a little bit. And then if you want to strain it, you can. If you don't, then you just get a little green in your teeth. But those are two ways that I love to use my herbs. In addition to regular cooking. And then just the gardening itself is so therapeutic. When I moved to Florida, I love plants and I love seeing things growing, but I killed everything because it's so hot and sunny here. And so when I got introduced to the tower garden, it waters itself, and I just make sure it's filled up and it takes care of itself. And I have these beautiful plants growing, and I can go sit out and, I can listen to the water trickling, and I can see these beautiful plants growing. And it's been great for our family. My kids will go over and steal fruits and vegetables right off of the tower, which is awesome.
I think that's great. Hey, Nicole, I know I've done infused water before, and I try to do a bigger pitcher because I'm a little lazy. Sometimes I don't want to keep going back and making it. How long do you think it would last if you made like a gallon or something like that? Do you know?
I'm not sure how much. This is probably half a gallon, I guess. I'm not sure. I will cut this up in the morning and I'll fill it up. And if I drink all of it, I'll just fill it again with more water, leave those same leaves. And I've gone a couple of days just refilling this before it starts to kind of look a little wilted and stuff. And then I'll refresh it with fresh lemons and fresh basil. But
it probably stays fresh because it's refrigerated, right? If you left it out, it would probably get gross, right? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you would want to keep it if it had been sitting out. But with the refrigerator, the basil stays nice and fresh.
Okay.
I know that I've grown mint. I do that with mint and cucumber, and the tower garden, I have the mint, and you could do the cucumber too. So that's one of my go-to infused waters. I love that.
That's delicious. Yeah.
Wow. I just loved all the tips tonight. Oh my gosh. Nalani has me in a state of total relaxation right now. And thank you so much, Karen, for sharing about the facials, because I realized I'm overdue for doing my like natural powder facial. I love doing those. Like I feel the exfoliation when I do it. And then the omegas are just a great moisturizer. I need to use them more often, honestly. I do use them, but not as often as I should, especially with how the sun is so bright right now. We're getting like the full sun and it really does help protect. So, and then Nicole, I love that tip. With the basil, I knew that parsley and cilantro also help to pull out metals that are in your body too. I didn't know that about basil. So I'm going to start using basil for that reason also. That's really good. So everyone who is on here, all the moms, the grandmoms, the great grandmoms, we just want to say thank you for joining us. We hope you found value in what we shared today. And we wish you the happiest of Mother's Days. And if you do have questions about anything that we shared tonight, you know, the products that we incorporate into our healthy lifestyle, please get back to the person who invited you on here. But I just want to say a big thank you to all the women that participated, Nicole, Karen, Nalani. It was awesome.
Thank
good
you.
Have a great night,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you, ladies, for putting in the chat so we can see how many moms and grandmoms and great grandmoms are here. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Michelle,
Thank
you
you.
had to go to our meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was too interesting.
Listen, make sure meeting and stayed in here with us. That's a good sign.
They're gonna kill me.
Oh
Bye,
my
everybody.
Want to say goodnight?
I'm gonna rewatch and do some of that massage. I'm gonna share the video. Whoever wants the video, let me know, because what Nalani shared with the massage tips was so good. So good.
So, and I'm not gonna lie, Nalani, I came into this, I was like a little stressed before, and I'm even thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta talk. And I had a little bit of a headache. Just after that, like 10, 12 minutes, my headache was gone. It just shows how much, just even the breathing and just calming down and de-stressing. Gosh, we need that.
Yeah, that's why I really felt a sense of like relaxation. I came in kind of tense because my internet wasn't working, and now I'm like, oh, I felt like I could like curl up.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
It was great.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Really, really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Love you lots, Lonnie.
Hi, guys.
Red button right there. There you go.
Oh, I know this. I've done this. Hold on. I just.
Don't sign off.
Thank you so much.
You're
It was great.
welcome.